Hey there, YouTube. This is part 2 of my comparison between the Cult Embassy and the Frog Morton Cellar, with the hopes that, at some point we will find a good, let me just adjust a little bit there, good replacement for, oh, that's worse. There you go. There you go. Good replacement for the now gone Frog Morton Cellar. So I put down my meerschaum, my Missouri meerschaum with the Frog Morton in it. I've had a half a beer. And I find that the Embassy, in a lot of ways it's pretty close. I would think it's got twice the types of tobacco in it. It's got 4 different tobaccos in it compared to the 2 in the Frog Morton Cellar. And despite the fact that smelling them, they do not seem remotely similar. They're ballpark. I wouldn't confuse the 2. I don't think you could pass off Embassy as being FMC to someone who likes Frog Morton. But by the same token, I think they'd be pretty happy with it. So I should say that, like the Frog Morton, this behaves very well. It's burning a nice fine gray ash. I rarely have any lighting problems with either. I do find that my Embassy, or there it is, I do find that it's a lighter cut, and it's easy to pack. It's hard not to overpack it because, light touch. Light touch. I do find this to be like Frog Morton, but it's a lot sweeter. This is very definitely an aromatic. Especially in the retrohale, a lot of vanilla. And very sweet. Although Cult's kind of known for their sweet stuff, so that shouldn't be a shock. But the Latakia is a very similar, the smokiness, or I should say, between the 2 is very similar. There's no burley in this, but there's a slight nuttiness to it. Not almond cashews, like I said with Frog Morton. And I don't get any banana in the nose, like I said with the Frog Morton. But I'm going to give this a solid upper B+. Not quite an A as far as a match, but they weren't trying to copy Frog Morton to my knowledge anyway. I think this is just us looking for a replacement. I've had this a few times since I've bought it, and I've always been very happy with it. In fact, you can see that, we've smoked a decent percentage of my my jar. I said about the smoky, the Latakia quality to it, perhaps not quite as Latakia forward. But, I still have a pretty undefined palate. You can see that I'm always trying to pick out the notes and the flavors. I'm certainly still very new at this, so That is still really good. I would take either of these in a heartbeat. Obviously, I will continue to buy Embassy because it's available. And I am very, very blessed and honored that Andrew Sirigliano Bluefin Piper sent me this. And not just a baggie with a taste, but he sent me this. It's amazing. So I will end it with, they're not exactly the same, but they're definitely in similar territory, and anybody who likes Frog Morton Cellar is likely to like the Embassy blend by Cult. I will end, since I've mentioned Andrew a few times, and his generosity with this tin. I will end with, I could not be happier with the sheer warmth and generosity of this community. I know that another package of tobacco arrived at work today, and I happen to not be there today, though I'm going to work a Sunday shift, which I don't normally do, so I'll still get it pretty quickly. But there's a package there, and I've offered some tobaccos to some people. I love that. As much as these videos are nice, I really love the connection that everybody shares with each other. I think that Ian Owen, the Nerdy Piper, who is back to the YTPC, lucky for all of us, after a 3-year hiatus, and I suggest you watch his video. He'll tell you why. So I'm not gonna tell his story for him. Yeah, you know, he asked why we do the YTPC. What are we all looking for? And for him, as it is for me, it's this conversation back and forth between us, and the sharing and the supporting and all of that. It's a community. I like this because it's a community. It's not just me showing off that I have some tobacco or I got a new pipe or any of that. It's me sharing with you guys, and then seeing someone like Mr. Twiner showing off his Graybow collection, or there's a few people who've gotten some really good garage sale finds lately, and they've been restoring them. Or, you know, Olberg and his OMS pipes, and Dustin Taylor and his yet another Yabo, because he has the pipe acquisition disorder and or the tobacco acquisition disorder about as bad as anybody can. And that's all just lovely that we share that with each other. That's what I'm into this for. So, anyway, I hope you guys liked my comparison. I would love to see other people do the exact same or other comparisons. I always find them really interesting. Andrew does a couple. He did the Dunhill Flake versus the Dark Flake, which I thought was fantastic. So anyway, happy Friday. Shabbat Shalom. Sei gesund.